Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new Tech Reviews and Gadgets episode. With today, we're taking a look at some COB LED strip lights with RGB lighting. And you guys are currently watching CrewElite. Today's episode, we're taking a look at the Pautix Multicolor COB LED light strip. And COB stands for chip on board. If you know anything about COB LED lighting, you know how impressive it is. You know, the technology that they implement into these LED strip lights is so impressive. And essentially, it is not a normal LED light strip. You know, most LED light strips, you can see individual LED lights. And with COB, you do not. Everything's diffused. Everything is just balanced. It looks like it's a continuous light. And that's what I like about COB LED lighting. The variant that we have here is 9.84 feet, which is about 3 meters long. These right here are 40 watts. They need 40 watts of power. And the voltage that you need to utilize with these LED lights is 24 volts. And with the set, you're gonna have to probably purchase a few different things. So like they have a new dedicated RGB controller that they developed that I'm really curious to see. But if you want to, you can use a standard, you know, RGB controller that most LED strip lights support. But as for the power, you do need to supply your RGB light strip with a sufficient amount of power. So you can either use this 120 watt cable that they recently released with their product line, or you can utilize this smaller 24 volt cable to supply power to just one LED strip light. So with this one right here, I can actually support or supply power to up to 3 different strips. So do keep that in mind. And for the strips, they have to be 9.84 feet. So do keep that in mind. So depending on how you want to set up or configure your setup, you may need to buy different power supplies. As always, product information, specifications, and details will be listed down below in the description of this video, alongside with the link to make a purchase if you're interested in buying these COB LED strip lights. But right now, what we're going to do is actually move over to the first look and unboxing portion of this video. So now let's actually demonstrate, connect these LED lights to power and actually supply with power and turn them on and see how they actually perform. But before we can do all that I just mentioned, we do need to kind of configure our setup here. I have an extension cable. I want to just put that off to the side right here. And we're going to take our massive power supply here. And I'm going to untie it, and we're going to plug it into this port right here. And now we're going to take this end, plug it in. There we go. Usually when you plug in into a power supply, you're not supposed to do what I just did. You want to make sure you have this connected to the brick before you plug it in. So do keep that in mind. What I did there was not smart. But you can see we have a green light right here, which means it's actually getting powered up, which is good to see. Now what we want to do is we want to take apart this right here, pull it out. So this is like our controller. Then we also have our remote control. We also have some, nice little sticky notes. I mean, not sticky notes, but sticky tape that we can actually utilize to hook this up on our wall, and also the user manual to explain how to utilize it. So that's cool to see. And what I'm going to do now is actually plug it in right here. There we go. So now it should be getting powered up. And depending on your setup, you can either directly connect the LED strip lights to this. You can use these extensions. If you have multiple different strips you want to connect, you can easily do that with this. And since I am using this massive brick, I am able to support 3 9.84 feet LED strip lights with this power brick, because each strip takes about 40 watts. So do keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do is actually unravel our LED strip lights, and now we can kind of pull it apart. And you do want to do this, you do not want the LED lights to be all raveled up. That is very dangerous. And now what I want to do is plug this in right here, make sure the arrows match. And you can see, boom, wow, 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 wow. Look at that, man. Okay, you can see what I mean by COB now, right? And you can also see how bright these lights are. Wow, even with my studio lights, it is so bright, what the heck? Look at this. So this is what COB means, you know, it's a continuous light strip, you know, it's chip on board. So you can see, yes, there is individual LED lights, but with how closely compact they are, you can't tell. You know, with traditional LED lights, you can see each individual LED light, but with these COB LED strip lights, you can't see that. Everything's just diffused so nicely. Since I do have another set of this LED strip light, why don't I unravel it so that I can show you guys what I mean, how you can have multiple lights with this, you know? So let me unravel this one. You know, you do not want this rolled up to as you use it, because that will damage the LED strip light and also become a fire hazard, because these things can get really hot over time. So kind of unraveled it. And now I can easily just plug it in right here into this arrow, make sure the arrows match, and boom. Now we got two sets of these. Look at that. Look at the brightness of that. Man, that is so bright. So what I just did was actually toggle off most of my studio lighting, but you can still see these lights are very vibrant now. You know, with most of my lighting off, now you can really see and grasp the full capabilities of these lights. But overall, I am really impressed with how it looks so far. We haven't even started testing out all the different features. And what I'm gonna do is actually utilize the remote control, and I'm gonna pull it out of its back here. I'm gonna pull the tab that they have at the bottom. But besides on the remote control, there is also the ability for you to adjust some of the different settings just on the remote control that is built in with this LED strip light. So I can go in here and change it to all these different modes. So like right now you can see it's switching to all these different colors, and I'm just utilizing the controller that's built in. And look at that, man, look how cool chip on board is. Look at that, man. You can't see the individual breaks with the lights, and that's what I just love about chip on board LED lighting. Look at that, man, the colors just pop off. And I can also turn it off with the controller by just clicking on that button right here. There's a power off button right here. Turn it back on by clicking it, and you can see the LED lights turn on. Look at that. It's just impressive, honestly. Really, really impressive. And I can also change it to different modes. So right now, it's on a music synchronizing mode. Look at that. It's like syncing up to my voice. And it's like electrifying, you know, like it's just like so cool. So cool. Okay, well, let's not get carried away right now. Let's take a look at the remote control. With the remote control, there's a lot more features and things. So like for instance, we got red, we got, you know, an orange, we got a lighter orange, yellow, green, lighter green, blue, or turquoise, you know, all these different colors. Look at that. Impressive. You can also increase or decrease your brightness. So right now we do have at the maximum brightness, but I could also take it down. See that? Look how with it being COB, it just gradually goes down. And I can easily turn it back up, and now we're at the maximum brightness. We also have all these different modes down below here. And these are, I'm pretty sure, for DIY. So if I wanted to, I can set up and configure my own color with this controller. And it allows you to increase, decrease the reds, greens, and blues. And you can set up different DIY effects. And we also have a few different modes. So like jump 3. So it's just gonna jump between three different colors. So we got red, green, and blue. We got jump 7. And jump 7 is gonna, you know, jump between 7 different colors. So you can see it's just jumping between 7 colors right now. And look how nice that looks, man. Wow. Look at that. Especially if you have this like underneath a cabinet or a table, COB LED lighting is the way to go, because you don't see that individual breaks with the LED light. It just keeps everything so clean. And then we have fade 3. And with fade 3, it's just gonna fade between 3 main colors. So red, green, and blue, and then it's just gonna cycle again. And we also have fade 7. And fade 7 does exactly the same thing, but now you have 7 colors, main colors that it's fading between. Look at that, very impressive. We also have, you know, a few different timer functionalities. So you have 1 hour, 2 hour, you also have 4 hours. So if you want to, you can set a timer with this COB LED light. And we also have a few different scenes at the bottom of this controller right here. So we got candle, and candle is just gonna simulate or emulate a candle. And you can see it's kind of like an orangey kind of vibe. Very, very neat. We got party, and I guess party is just gonna, you know, start flashing all these random colors. And you can use this in a party atmosphere. Very cool. And we got night. And night, it looks like is a light blue. I don't know if it's gonna transition or fade into another color, but you can see this is how the night mode looks. And we also have starry. And starry might just, let's see what happens actually. Is it just gonna flash random colors? Looks like it's flashing a pink. Very interesting. And then on top of that, we have our white light. You know, you can easily turn on the white light. And then additionally, we also have our music synchronizing modes right here on this side right here. So this is music syncing mode 1. Clap, clap. And the microphone's actually on this thing, so keep that in mind. Whatever your music source is, you want to get this as close as possible to it so it can really sync up to your audio perfectly. So that's music syncing mode 1. We have music syncing 2. Let me configure that. There we go. See that? When I clap, it doesn't start flashing like it is. It just stops. And then we have music syncing mode 3. Damn, that is sensitive though. That music syncing is sensitive. Look at that. When I clap, the light becomes static. But when I stop talking, it's more like, you know, flashing all over the place. And then we got music syncing mode 4. Whoa, look at that one. Doom, 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 doom. That's so cool. But obviously, the best way to test out music syncing mode is to have music. So let me get a speaker here. And we're gonna basically blast some music and try to see how the music synchronizing looks like. So let's actually toggle this back to music mode 1, and I'm gonna play this song that we have right here. Look at that. You can see how effective the music synchronizing is though. Look at that, man. Let's get to the beat of the song. Switch it to music sync 2. Wow. Music mode number 3. And you can see with these, each of these music modes, it is slightly different from the previous one though. They're not all the same. Music mode number 4, which is our last mode. Wow, okay. It's not bad, honestly. It's syncing really well. Not bad. I don't know which one I prefer. Maybe 1 or 2. Let me pause the music, but yeah, the music mode works perfectly fine. Like even as I'm speaking right now, you can see, whoo, it's just flashing all over the place. Really, really impressive. But let me put this on a more casual setting. But yeah, these RGB COB LED lights are, you know, they have a lot of features, okay? You know, the possibilities are endless. There's a lot of different things and possible ways you can make use of this LED strip lights. So, what are my final opinions and remarks about this Pautix COB RGB LED light strip? Well, I don't think I need to say much. I've actually tested out another Pautix product about a year ago, but that one did not have RGB lighting. So I'm really impressed to see that within a year they were able to implement this technology within this new edition of the LED strip light line. Really impressive, you know. And for what I know, there's not a whole lot of COB LED light strips on the market. So it's neat. You know, imagine if like at one point they were able to make like a dream color variant of this COB LED strip light, where like the colors can just kind of manipulate or change within the individual LED lights. Like there's so many different possibilities and things that I'm thinking about with these LED lights right now, and I'm really impressed with the quality. Like, look at that. You cannot see like the individual breaks for the most part. Very impressive, very impressive. A lot of different features, and then with a newly made remote control, you know, this remote control offers more features than traditional remote controls offer. So you can see, even though they look similar, they're not the same. So most LED strip lights utilize this controller, but with this one, they developed and created their own controller for this LED strip light, and there's a lot more features with it. I like it. It's really neat. So overall, I'm really impressed with this LED strip light. This is just 2 of them that we have plugged in, but imagine if I had multiple strips connected to this, you know, you can get a very long daisy chained, you know, LED strip light kind of setup. So a lot of different practical uses. You can use this under cabinets, tables. You can use this underneath or around your TV, for instance, or cabinet areas. So there's a lot of different possibilities. You know, the possibilities are really endless with this type of product. Before you click off this video though, make sure you go down below this video and hit that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications on to get updates and alerts when we do upload. If you do enjoy the video, I would appreciate a like. You know, that helps with the video performance, and it helps to get more people to actually find this video and get more useful information about this product. Also, if you have any questions or concerns, leave a comment down below as I respond to every single comment I do receive, and share this video out to anybody who may be interested in looking at some sort of LED strip light. You know, show them COB LED strip light so that they can take a look to see how COB performs. You know, it's really impressive. You know, I'm I'm just blown away. You know, when I first utilized the COB LED strip light, it's hard to utilize, you know, the traditional LED strip lights. And these LEDs have 50/50 LEDs. So, you know, they're similar to the traditional LED lights anyways, but it's just so compact that it looks like it's a continuous strip. As always, product information, specifications, and details will be posted down below in the description of this video, and alongside with the link to make a purchase with all the different things we tested out. I'll include all the different links for all the different accessories and things you can utilize for this LED strip light. Thank you all for tuning in to this new edition of Tech Reviews, Gadgets, and More. I know I had a blast making this video, and I hope to see you all on the next episode. CrewElite signing off. Thank you guys all for watching, and have a good rest of your day.